Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we are looking at the G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Dreadnok Torch, another Dreadnok to add to the ever-growing collection of Dreadnoks. And I remember not long ago when there were people that were, complaining that there weren't enough Dreadnoks, and at the rate that we're getting them now, I think people are going to start saying too many Dreadnoks, but maybe not. I mean, the Dreadnoks are pretty fun. And admittedly, the Dreadnoks have been some of the best figures in the classified line for me personally. And I am very, very excited to get Torch. I'm excited to get all the Dreadnoks. I mean, they're definitely sort of, they're unique, they're different, they have a lot more charisma, I think, than a lot of other figures do. And they are in pretty stark contrast to like the Cobra Troopers that we get. So they're a lot of fun, and I think Torch is going to be no exception. Before I get this guy out of the box, let's take a look at the packaging. And I will note, this is the first of the G.I. Joe classified figures that I've gotten in this new box. Like, they've changed the box again. I don't know at this point. Like, the packaging kind of means nothing to me. I was not collecting the packaging, but I've been keeping my packaging. But I think this change is probably the final straw for me. I think it's the end of me holding on to the packaging, because display wise and sort of storage wise and all that kind of stuff, the inconsistency just makes it that much easier to get rid of. The box is a little bit narrower, the box is a little bit thinner, it's changed again. But anyways, let's take a look. So we've got the window packaging now. The sort of texture on here reminds me of carbon fiber. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but that's sort of what it looks like to me. It looks like a sort of a graphite blue sort of colored woven texture there. You can kind of see it there. I don't know if it's really going to show up as well on camera, but that's what it reminds me of. It still feels like the last version of the packaging, but it's also different. Like, it feels smaller, it feels less significant, which it is what it is. I mean, I open everything, so it's not the end of the world. But you get the call outs to his abilities there that we've gotten for wave after wave after wave. We get that blue digital render. We get the QR code. On the back, we still get the sort of digital render. He is in that Dreadnok, garage base, the purple soda, the musical equipment, so that's cool. I said this before, but the fact that they keep changing the packaging, I wish we had consistent packaging, at least for the Dreadnoks, because on a couple we've got this is on the front, on this one it's on the back. Who knows what it'll be for the next one, but it's unfortunate. But hey, as I said, it makes it that much easier for me to get rid of the packaging. We got a couple of details called out here. Spikes on the back of the vest. I forgot that that's what they had done there. Nox rule on his flamethrower tank there, so that's pretty cool. Legalese at the bottom. And then on the other side, we get that full art, which looks really, really good. Like, really, really good. As I said, the Dreadnoks always deliver, and Torch is no exception. Torch is number 1, 2, 3 for anybody that's keeping track. So there he is in the box, but I don't care about that. Let's get this guy out of the box. All right, so here's Torch out of the box, and he definitely does not disappoint. As expected, another Dreadnok that really, really makes for a fun action figure. I will say this. I've sort of heard good things about Torch. I don't think he's my favorite of the Dreadnoks. I still think that Ripper is probably my favorite, just in terms of some of the details. And what do I mean by that? Well, you know, I think the tattoos on Ripper are a little bit better. I mean, these flame tattoos on the wrist are cool, but there's more tattoos going on for Ripper. I think the head sculpt too is not as good. The detailing is not quite as good. I mean, Ripper had you know, great paint for his hair. He had the removable glasses with the crazy eyeball. There was a few details that made that figure more fun. I do think that Torch's accessories are gonna sort of make up in a lot of ways for what I feel is kind of lacking on the figure. But you know, that's okay. I'm okay with that. I don't, you know, I'm just talking about the figure, like this part, right? Not the accessories, not the sort of overall presentation and offering. I think Ripper is a better figure, but as I said, you know, the accessories are definitely going to add to Torch. Detail wise, I do like his Ed Hardy pants, you know, with the flame on the back pocket. I do really like the studs, the spikes on the jacket and the chains on the vest. Sorry, it's not a jacket. You know, there's some nice paint going on here. His little skull. I don't know what the skull is. Like it's a little alien skull or something on his necklace. He's got his choker as well. It is a fun figure. It's definitely not a disappointing figure. It's definitely a very, very cool figure and a worthy addition to the Dreadnoks. I will note, I'm not going to talk about articulation apart from the weird gap that you can sort of see there behind his arm. But I will also note that at this point, I'm kind of looking for stuff like that. And with the vest on and posed up and everything, I don't think you're really going to notice that at all. So I'm going to sort of let that one slide. He does have the weird sort of shoulder notch thing that they seem to have started doing with Classified for who knows what reason, because they weren't doing it until relatively recently. But yeah, a very, very good looking figure. And honestly, I think for Torch, the accessories are really what kind of put him over the edge. So let's take a look at what he brings to the accessory table. All right, so they don't just call him Torch for no reason. Torch is sort of the flamethrower guy. That's his jam. So he obviously comes with that, but he also comes with a couple pistols. These I believe that we've seen before, but you know, nice to get a couple of those. Are going to go in the holsters on his legs there. We get the backpack, and again, I will note that it says Nox Rule, and Nox is spelt wrong because Torch is an idiot. He doesn't know how to spell. But anyway, there you go. That's the flamethrower gas mixture canisters. We get that. We get a hose that will plug onto that and then plug into the flamethrower itself. The flamethrower is bent out of the package, which is sad, but a little bit of heat will fix that. How appropriate. This thing is pretty awesome. You get this skull over the end of the flamethrower, and that skull has flames coming out of the eyeballs, which is pretty awesome. That's got to be one of the top accessories in the Classified line as far as I'm concerned. I don't normally do anything to my Joes. I might hit that skull with a black wash just to bring out some of the details, because there is a ton of detail in there that I think is sort of underserviced by not having a wash on this. But then again, you know, there's not a lot of accessories that have a wash on them in the Classified line. In fact, I can't really think of any. So I'm sort of torn. You know, do I modify this one? And then do I start modifying all of them? Do I just leave them alone as sort of stock? I don't know. We'll see. To go in the end of the flamethrower, we get a little bit of flame, like it's just getting warmed up. We get the burst of flame, And then we get what seems to me to be sort of the most appropriate and most realistic, I guess, if you will. The that to me looks like anytime I've seen somebody throw in flame, it looks like that. But you know, altogether very, very cool that you get different flame accessories to go with the flamethrower, because I think this guy is going to be a photographer's dream. And you know, even if you don't want torch in the shot, I think some of these flame effects are really, really cool and going to make for some really, really good shots. Anyways, let me get this guy accessorized, because I think honestly torch with the accessories is really is really the what he's about. And so I'll get him all you know, loaded up with gear, posed up, and I will give my final thoughts. All right, so here's Torch all geared up, and he's phenomenal. I mean, as I expected, you know, the flame effects, the flames on the skull there on the flamethrower look phenomenal. The other flame effects look really, really good as well. I will note one thing: Hasbro kind of screwed up here. As much as I like vertical hinges on, you know, pistol, like trigger finger hands, it's a good thing that this flamethrower is bendy, because you would not be able to get it into his hands otherwise. He has vertical hinges on his hands, and in this case, he actually should have a horizontal hinge on the front hand. Just the way that this thing is designed, it's a bit awkward and clumsy. You can't, you know, as you can see, you can't get him to hold it with two hands and sort of pose up properly. But you know, the weapon is curved and he's not holding it properly, so there's a little bit of a nitpick. But altogether, he looks really, really good. My other nitpick, I gotta say, again, back to the face, back to the head sculpt, I feel like he should have I feel like he should have more of a grin. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there should be there should be some joy. There should be some joy there that there just doesn't really seem to be. And that's okay. I mean, we don't get alternate heads for most of these guys, so you know, I guess that's what you get. But the other Dreadnoks have pretty intense expressions on their face, so I guess this guy's a little bit more stoic. I mean, maybe if he's got this flamethrower out all the time, it's just, you know, it's no big deal to him. So I guess that's why he doesn't have more of an expressive face. But I will say that this is definitely a figure that I would recommend. And I think, you know, if you've got, let's be honest, if you've got Ripper and Buzzer, this Torch figure is pretty much a no-brainer. I got this guy from eCollectibles.ca. Reach out to Mike, and he could probably get you hooked up with all the Dreadnoks if you don't have them yet. But yeah, these are really, really fun. And the Dreadnoks, again, I've said this before, but like the Dreadnoks in particular are just really, really fun figures, and I'm glad that we're getting a bunch of them, and I hope that we get more. Definitely pick this one up. This is I strongly recommend this guy and all the Dreadnoks. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And if you don't want to miss future videos, hit the bell icon to get notifications. Till next time, bye-bye!